We go now to a guy who's finished second 3 times. 3 times. Mike in Indy, the dawn of the Midwest Mafia. What's cracking, Mike?
Hey, not much, Rome. I think Brad is still at home singing and at this point dry humping the piano. I don't think that idiot realizes he got run. And Mark, that was a cute little bit with Siri. I wish I could have asked her how many gigs of porn you have jammed on that thing. Clones, you know I never ask for favors, but along with Mike and Indy trending, let's show the power of the clones and get Mark is a bitch trending. The world needs to know. Being the top dog, I won't be able to respond to everyone who wants a piece of me, so if you don't hear your name in my call, it's because you're a scrub non-factor. However, if you do hear your name, you aren't necessarily a factor, and you might also be a scrub. Being a 2-to-1 favorite isn't going to get my people paid as much as I'd like, but that's what happens when you're a superstar. Speaking of superstars, with me, Andrew Luck, and Paul George, Indy is blessed to have 3 prodigies poised to bring home championships. They've actually started calling us the Big 3. All 3 of us have the potential to be the greatest of all time, and one of us already is. But first, an update on Tim Tebow. We all know foot fetisher Rex Ryan has toes in different area codes, so it's no surprise when Tebow's toes got left in the dust. The big question is, why would Belichick sign Tebow? The answer is he didn't. The Patriots Board of Trustees voted to sign his holiness so he could cleanse Robert Kraft of his perversions for young blonde hookers. Hey, Bobby, at least mix in a brunette once in a while so the blondes don't start charging you more. At least the Pats didn't bring in Jamarcus Russell. His fat ass is still confused at that KFC commercial because he thinks you're supposed to eat the bones. Even bigger than the Robert Kraft scandal, though, is the one that hit the jungle recently and has nothing to do with Vic having a shank of deer antler hanging out of his keister. I'm talking about take theft. It's become the lifeblood of the West Coast Mafia. Vic is so bold he'll snag a take word for word like he did last year. I'd do the same if I were him, though. His head is so hollow, Fabian might try to hide his weed in there. I propose a 30-show ban for Vic. And Brad hasn't had a legit original take since '09. He just throws in a bunch of goofy sound effects for smokescreen. He's fallen off in recent years and is basically a non-factor, but we must preserve the integrity of the game, and as a repeat offender, he should be banned for life, effective immediately. And as someone who's fought clean this whole time, I don't want either of these a-holes in the Hall of Fame with me tainting all my accomplishments. Now, someone who might need to steal some takes, though, is Jason in Fullerton. As cute as that call was, you left out something in the winning formula, talent. And no, my little sister doesn't write my tweets. She's too busy fending off those creepy messages you send her on Facebook. I'll be honest, when I started this thing, I never dreamed I'd be competing in the smack-off with Stu. Kobe probably felt the same way about Jordan until the day he faced up against a sluggish, overweight 45 on the Wizards and thought, this is a huge letdown. Jose Canseco thinks Stu is delusional for thinking he can still play at this level. Stu calling in was the worst idea since Napoleon Bonaparte in sweatpants. I'd say Stu is the least of my worries, but that's not true. That honor actually belongs to Chael Sonnen. Chael has nothing to fear but fear itself. Unfortunately, fear is whooping Chael's ass right now because he remembers how bad I carved him up the last time we met. I'm an absolute matchup nightmare for Chael, just like John Bones and pretty much everyone else in the UFC these days. Hell, they had to keep doing retakes of his commercial where he's fighting that stationary machine because even the machine kept getting him in a triangle choke. Chael, your fights are getting soft. Next time you get in the octagon, why don't you just take your pillow and your iPad and you two can just spoon for 15 minutes while you watch The Notebook. As the sun sets on your UFC career and today your jungle career, we bid you adieu. To quote Sir Elton John, your fingers tapped out long before your big mouth ever did. To wrap things up, Rome, the Midwest Mafia believes in 3 things: hard work, loyalty, and songs from the 60s. Who's pimping in the streets of the city, giving out dap to people he sees? Who just won his first ever smack off? We know it's Mike and Indy. Ba 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 ba. We know it's Mike and Indy. I do declare. Now I'm done. You all know what to do.
Mike and Indy. Well, you made me a little nervous with that song, right? Well, nervous for you. But he got out.